Alright, my Weld 2 family, so here I have two 12-inch pipes, 250 wall. That's what we're gonna do the 6G on these pipes, okay? So the fit up that I like to do, especially for something like this, on either be 5G, 6G, whatever the case may be, I like to have a 16th gap and a 16th land, you know, all the way around. So what I do is I have an Inconel wire right here, 16th Inconel wire. And what I like to do is just make sure it's right in those lines right there, right on the landing, you know, evenly all the way around. Make sure your landing is even all the way around, especially over here as well. I didn't clean the inside or outside. All I did is just put the landing guide. That's all you pretty much need, especially for pipeline. They don't like you grinding outside the pipe, especially for that. So that's that right there. So what I like to do when I fit it up, and keep this in mind guys, I'm using my camera phone right now because the cameraman's not in yet. So I'm gonna use my phone for right now. What I like to do is put the spacer on top, put the pipe, put it right on top as well. Just like that, guys. Sorry about that. There you go. And make sure it's a good fit, guys, you know. When you're in here, make sure it's a real good fit. Just like that. So, as you can see right there, that's the gap that you want. Most likely, just like that. That's the gap that you want right there, all the way down, guys. 16th gap all the way through, and a 16th landing. 16th gap and a 16th landing, just like so, okay? 16th gap, 16th land. All right, just like that. That's what you want. So now what I'm gonna do, all right, is I'm only gonna tack two tacks, okay? One at 12 o'clock and one at 6 o'clock, all right? About an inch penetrated tack, inch and a half. I'm gonna throw a tack right here, penetrated and penetrated, all right? After that, I'm gonna tack it in the 6G position. Now the reason why I put two tacks is because I can quarter it. So if I'm gonna go from 12 o'clock, I go from 12 to 9, right? Then I'm gonna go from 12 to 3. Then I'm gonna go from 9 to 6. Then I'm gonna go from 3 to 6. You understand? That's the way I like to do it, guys. So I'm gonna explain that more when I tack it up on the 6G position. But that's as far as the fit goes. I like a 16th gap, 16th landing, so it's like a penny gap, penny land. 16th spacer, of course, you can use any 16 spacer, whether it be ER70S2, Inconel wire, whatever the case may be. And I'm using 12-inch 250 wall, and we're doing 6G, 60-10 downhill route, 80-10, 532 all the way out downhill as well. So let's get to it, guys. That's the fit up. Now let's go to the 6G, tack it up, and weld it out. Alright guys, so what I'm doing right now, I'm about to tack it up. It's kind of loud. Like I said, I'm using my phone, so bear with me. I'm going to tack two tacks, like I said, at 12 and 6 o'clock. I'm using a 1/8 60-10 rod. I'm running at third gear and 30. So the remote over there is on 30, okay? I'll show you right here, guys. Third gear. 190. The current is 190, 120. Current range, third gear. I don't touch this because I'm using the remote, and it's on 30 for the tack. All right. It's on 25, 30. That's me. So let's tack it up. Now, when I tack it up, I'm just gonna drag it, guys. I'm not gonna whip it, and I'm just drag. Stick that rod in there. Just watch that puddle. Watch the keyhole, and it goes. Don't mind wearing safety glasses right now, guys, because my safety glasses don't fit under this, but safety first though. First tack. Now what I do, once you tacked up, and once you kind of lean up a little bit on this side, right? Turn the pipe. Now, if it doesn't want to come out, get your rod, put it in, right? Pull up, right out. Now, we go ahead and tack this side right over here, guys, all right? 12, 6, right? We tack it up, 6, 12, it don't matter. All right, guys, so I went and tacked it up, all right? As you can see here, guys, here's one tack. Just like that. I just dragged it, guys, just dragging it, okay? That's the one tack on this side and one tack on this side, all right? I'm gonna use this for the bottom and use a longer tack for the top side. So you wanna use the longer tack on 12 o'clock and the shorter tack on the bottom side, all right? So we'll go to town right now, and I'm gonna feather it up, tack it up to the 6G position, and then that's it, you know? Then we'll go to town. As you can see here too, guys, the gap is perfect on this side, right? Perfect, perfect, I love it. But on this side, it's kind of closed, shut, kinda, right? So there's two things you can do. You can either turn up the heat and just blow it through, or you can just get a Metabo and kind of open it up just like the same gap over here. It's both ways. So I'm probably gonna get a Metabo and just kind of slice it open just a little bit, guys, you know, just a little bit. Or you can start off on the big gap first, kind of on the good gap side, so it can open up on this side, you know. There's different ways you can do it, but that's the way I fit it up, and you can always trick it. You can always trick it. So now I'm gonna tack it up in the 6G position, right over here. Okay, and we'll go to town. Now it's gonna be professional cameras, man. So this is just to fit up with my phone. Hope y'all enjoy it, guys. A lot of people have been asking for the 6G Arkansas bell hole test pipeline. I'm gonna go to town, give it the best that I can, and hopefully y'all enjoy, y'all like it, y'all learn something. All right, peace. All right, guys, so like I said, I showed y'all the fit up already. Like I said, we're doing the 6G Arkansas bell hole pipeline test. 16th gap, 16th land, my personal preference. 2 tacks at 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock, penetrated tacks. I have about 1.5 inch tack on top and about an inch tack on the bottom, okay? I like the long tack on top, makes it easier for me, especially when I run downhill on the top side, okay? The rod that we're using, all right? We're using a 60-10, 1/8 rod for the root pass. Sometimes it's preference. Okay, you might be doing a 532 60-10, but the procedure that I'm doing now is API 1104. I'm gonna go ahead and use a 60-10 1/8, all right? For the root pass, I like to run on 3rd gear and 30, all right? And the machine that we're using, you already saw in the fit up, a D300K 3+3 here, all right? Rental. So I'm gonna turn on this machine, put my gear on. I'm gonna show you all the root pass, all right? How I do it, what I'm doing, step by step, all right? And then I'm gonna do the fill and the cap as well, pipeline style. Everything's downhill, no uphill at all. And let's do it, let's go to town. All right, guys, turn this on. And right now too, guys, by the way, I'm using a remote. I'm controlling it through here, all right? 30, my current range is on 3rd gear, 190 to 120, all right? Using the remote. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put my gear on. Let's go to town with it. Alrighty, so like I said, 60-10 1/8. Right now I got a penetrated tack on top. I like to feather it down really, really well, just like that. On the edges, you want to feather down real well, especially not in the middle time, okay? Because at the end of the day, if you go too hot, especially if you run your root, it's gonna blow through already. You don't want that. So on the edges, make sure to feather real good. When I'm throwing my root, all right, guys, I want to make sure that my rod is not like this, you know, uphill like this, because if you're gonna start dragging your root, everything's gonna be penetrated on the bottom side of the bevel. You wanna make sure when you're dragging it, make sure it's kind of favoring that top a little bit. You're playing with gravity a lot here, all right? We're just dragging it, guys. We're not throwing no whips, no Christmas tree pattern, just like I did on the 5G, on the pipeline video. Y'all go check that out as well. I just drag. Once I hit the keyhole, I stick that rod in there, kind of forcing that rod in, but not all the way, and kind of giving it like a little bend. And watching that keyhole follow me all the way through, okay? You wanna watch it, okay? Don't go too far ahead that it won't catch you. Stay right there, watch that keyhole follow you all the way through, guys, okay? Like I said, I'm running in 3rd gear and 30. Sometimes that can go up or down depending on your gap, but I just like to go all the way down, guys. Right now, I'm gonna quarter everything. So like I said, I only have 2 tacks, okay? So I'm gonna go from 12 to 9, all right? Then 12 to 3, then 9 to 6, then 3 to 6, okay? So everything will be adjustable. No gap will be wider, one shorter, one tighter, you know, stuff like that. So that's what I like to do, all right? Like I said, sometimes guys like to use 532, 6010, but I'm using 6010 1/8. Just drag it, guys. We're here, dragging. Kind of favor that top bevel. Let the bottom penetrate on its own, okay? Don't have it like this, and don't have it straight up. If you're gonna start on the top, don't be like this to start off. It's gonna fall. Kind of angle it a little bit, all right? Watch that keyhole the whole time. Stay right here, get comfortable. Get nice and comfortable, guys. And drag it all the way through. Now, you can use 2 hands. I like to use 1 hand. I like to have my hand on the pipe, striking it, and just drag, right? And kind of force it, kind of let that rod bend a little bit, watching that keyhole all the way through, guys, all right? That's what I'm gonna do for this side, and that's what I'm gonna do for this side, okay? Pretty much the same thing all over and over. Y'all gonna see my body adjustments. Y'all gonna see how I'm penetrating through the bottom, through the sides, and everything like that when I get to the hard side or difficult side, whatever the case may be. Y'all will see that. But the same process, just dragging it. I am not whipping it at all, just dragging it the whole way through, guys. Very fast process. Let's get to it. Put my hood on, and let's go to town. Struck my hard, guys. Let the puddle follow you. Let it follow you all the way through, guys, all right? Just like that. Shove that rod in there as well. Don't be long arcing, all right? Let it follow you, let it follow you. Let it follow you. A nice consistent pace, guys, nice consistent pace. Don't try to go too fast. Let that puddle, let that keyhole follow you. All right, I struck my arc. I want it to favor that top side, guys, all right? Here we go. Let it follow you, let it follow you. Let it follow you. It's all about being consistent, consistent. Favor that top wall. Don't let it fall down to the bottom wall. Favor that top. Look at my angle of my rod. Shove that rod in there and let it follow you, guys. I say this a lot because I need you to watch that keyhole. Watch that keyhole, watch it. Watch that keyhole. Don't ever look at the rod when you're doing these downhill routes, man. Watch that keyhole. Make sure it's favoring both walls, guys and girls. Simple as that, guys. Just drag. up 5 a little bit. Going up, up. Turn it down, turn it down. Turn it down, tying in. When you tie in, make sure you pop off to the side. Boom. Make sure you strike your arc inside the bevel. Here you go. Just drag it, guys. Drag it. Over that top wall. Let the keyhole follow you. When it gets tighter on the gap, you push. I'm going to stop here because I know my rod's not going to make it. Right. Alright guys, the last one. Put that rod in there and just push, guys. Let it follow you, let it follow you. Right here you can whip a little bit if you want to. It's a big gap. And once we tie in, which is right here, make sure to warm it up real good, guys. Warm it up real good. And flick off to the side. Alright guys, so we're done with the root pass, okay? You're gonna get an inside shot right now. I'm gonna wire wheel it real clean. Okay, then after that we're gonna grind it clean. So right here guys, as you see, it's nice and flat, but there's still a little bit of wagon tracks on the sides. But at the end of the day, with the 8010 532, it's gonna pop it out, all right? It's gonna be clean. I'm running hot. It's gonna burn all that trash out, especially all down here, guys. You wanna get to the point that you're grinding it too clean, because then you're gonna blow through, unless you have a 6010 532, okay? You're gonna go up maybe 15 or 20. Then of course you wanna grind it clean, but something like this, guys, 8010 532 for the hot pass, grind it clean, flat like this, a little bit of wagon tracks here and there, ain't gonna do no harm, guys. It'll burn it right off, all right? So now I'm gonna use the 8010 532 to flush it out. I'm gonna flush it out right now. I'm gonna be on 3rd gear and around 65 or 70 on my fine current, okay? Right over there, guys, but over here we're using the remote. So I'm gonna put it around 70 or 65. Gonna flush it out all the way through and then throw a 2B cap, all right? So right now, guys, what I want y'all to see, when I'm doing the 8010 532, which is this one, pipeline rod, the movement that I'm gonna do is pretty much E motions, right? Kind of stitching it in there, stitching it in. Pausing. All the way through, guys, all right? Angle of my rod is pointing more up, so just go. And for this side, if I'm gonna go on this side, it's gonna be the opposite way. So I'm going this way, I'm going counterclockwise down here, and then from here to here, I'm going clockwise, okay? And you'll find this out more when I'm doing the, when you see the arc shots, and especially when I cap as well, guys, all right? So let's go ahead and do the hot pass. Let it flush out, take your time. Let it build, let it build. You could use a 3/16 8010 if you want to, guys. You could. By all means, go for that. That's what I should have done here, but it's all good. Still flushing it out real good. Here you go. Circle. Favoring that top wall. Remember, we're playing with gravity here, guys. We're playing with gravity. I'm going counterclockwise, counterclockwise. Keep that puddle inside the bevel. Don't let it overexpand over that bevel. Over both walls, alright? Take your time, let it build the way you want to. Let it build. Keep a tight arc at all times. Don't long arc. If you long arc, it's going to spread over those walls. It's going to get a lot of undercut. A little bit faster. A little bit faster. A little bit faster. Alright, when you're going to stop, guys, make sure you flick it off. Don't stay in the middle. Flick it off like this. Just like that. Alright, guys, now I'm starting the right side. Now on the right side, we're going to go ahead and go clockwise, alright? Clockwise with the rotation. Clockwise. Watch that puddle. That puddle build. Remember, guys, clockwise. You don't want to go counterclockwise. Look what happens. You don't want to do it like that. You see that? You get undercut. Go clockwise. Favor that top wall. Favor that top wall, guys. Watch that puddle at all times. Alright. Kind of keep those whips nice and tight, guys. If you can. You don't have to, but just keep it tighter so you won't catch no trash. Make sure to rotate your wrist when you come down. Watch that puddle. You could use your left hand as well if you want to, guys. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead, tie it in. And then when you get to the bottom side, make sure to go a little bit quicker, but watch that puddle, let it stack. Make sure when it comes to this bottom, rotate your wrist. Rotate your wrist. Don't let that puddle lead you, you lead the puddle. close to the tie-in. Now when we get to the tie-in, guys, make sure you pop off. Let it come off. Pop off right here, guys. Watch. Just like so, watch. Just like that. Alright guys, now we're gonna cap it. Some tests that you might do, you might be doing a puddle cap, which is a 1B cap. But here we're gonna throw a 2B cap because, you know, sometimes you will be tested like that as well. So we're gonna go ahead and throw a 2B cap, middle to the bottom, the middle to the top, running with the 80-10, 532, third gear, and 60. Here we go. Now you only want to go a 16th over that bevel. That's it. Watch that puddle. 16th over. That's all it is. 16th over. Make sure you have a guide for yourself. You don't want it to be too flush. About a 16th over flush will be fine. Let it build. Let it build. Let it build the way you want it. Keep on going, nice. Whips all the way, 16th over the bevel. Use as much rod as you can. Let it build, let it build. Watch that puddle. Same consistent whip all the way. Go ahead and flick it off right here. Remember, 16th over. Watch that puddle go over that bevel by the 16th. Let it build. Don't go too fast. If I was to go at third gear in like 65, it would get undercut on top. So make sure you turn it down when you're going to throw the top cap. Let it build. Favor that top side. Let it build. It's not a race right now. Especially right here, let it build. Spending a little bit more time so we can get that 16th over the bevel so I can watch that puddle hit over. I don't know if you see, but I'm kind of doing like a pause every time I whip. Pause, pause, pause. Something that you keep in mind, guys. You want to do that as well. Flick out, flick it out. Clockwise circle. Make sure to take your time, let it build. Let it build. Let it build. Right here, just flick out, flick out. All right, my Weld2 family, there you have it. 6G pipeline, Arkansas bell hole test. Like I said before all the time, guys, I'm not perfect by no means, but I gave it my best and it came out pretty good. About an 8 out of 10. Always could be better though, always could be better. All right, make sure to like and subscribe. If you haven't, make sure to share this video. And also guys, remember, burn, learn, and eventually y'all gonna earn. Y'all have a good one.